All right, so this is the pointer, and the pointer is what we had in grade school decades ago. And we're going to take it from Elizabeth, who's my patient. She was holding it very patiently, and we're going to point over to the x-rays. So let's go look at the x-rays, and we're going to just try to succinctly discuss what I did for Elizabeth in only 2 appointments. Well, actually 3. So we had one appointment. What happened is the first appointment is that this tooth was hurting and it failed, this root here. So this is what I said to her. What we're going to do is we're going to take out some teeth, and we're going to take out the tooth right in there, right? What happened is that when we took out the tooth, we realized that we had the space. Now we can put in some nicer looking teeth. So instead of having fatter looking teeth, we could put in nicer looking teeth in the space when we took out this tooth. And what did we do? We took out the teeth, the tooth, one tooth, right? And then what we did is that we put in 2 teeth on top of one implant, which is right there. Okay? So then traditionally what you do is you put a healing cap on here. You wait 3, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever the doctor wants to do. And then you let everything heal up. She wears a temporary denture that covers up this little space that actually incidentally adds hundreds of dollars of cost. And at the end, it's basically not thrown away because we sterilize it and keep it for other patients to see, to give them examples of what could be done. But in this case, what Dr. Ingrid did for Elizabeth, who's a very jittery patient, very cooperative, but very jittery, is that we broke the rules, kind of. We broke the rules. Yes, we did. Do other people break the rules doing this kind of dentistry? I hope so, because it's smart dentistry, actually. It actually worked amazing for her, and this is the result of it. So we took out the root in one appointment, took out the tooth in one appointment, put in the implant in one appointment, took the impression to make the 2 teeth in the same appointment, right? So she left with the space in her mouth, and a week later, here's the piece of art right here. So here's the implant here in place with the tie base, which is a certain type of metal that the zirconia porcelain attaches to very strongly. And if you see the width here, it kind of looks odd, doesn't it? But if we go from here to here, kind of basically it looks kind of a little bit like from here to here for the other 2 teeth. So there's 2 teeth on top of one root. Traditionally, every tooth, every crown gets a root, see? But in this case, we went tulip shape. See? Tulips in the spring, beautiful tulips. Who doesn't love tulips? And that's a beautiful tulip shape. And so that's on the x-ray. So now let's go look at it live. We're going to come to her mouth. This is an amazing thing to see. Now, Elizabeth, just close your mouth. When is the last time I saw you, Elizabeth?
About 5 weeks ago.
5 weeks ago, okay. Right, so we haven't seen you in a long time, right?
No.
Yeah, we went through a lot together, right? We did a lot of surgery. It was very, very difficult surgery, uncomfortable, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. And what was the first line that you said to me when I walked into the operatory to check you for let's say, the 4th time since we did the work?
I don't have any pain.
You have no pain. Whoa, that's great. No pain. No pain, no gain. But that's in athletics. No pain, no gain is the opposite in dentistry. Meaning, if there's no pain, there is gain. Not no gain. There is gain, and we have a lot of gain because we have a satisfied patient here. So no pain to me is satisfaction. Aesthetics is satisfaction. So now we're going to look at the aesthetics. So give us the biggest 649 smile, Elizabeth. You won the 649 finally. Give it. Come on, push it out. Wow, Now what do we see here? Well, look in the middle. Look at the lightest teeth that we have there. And the lightest teeth that we have there are one implant that's in her mouth in the bottom there. Okay? Now this looks really freaky, but we're going to fix this because when we took out the tooth, the lab had to guess where to put the Pontic. It's actually not a great guess, but we're going to fix this up a little bit later. We're going to let this area heal up. Some more. We're going to take this off and do a gum graft in this area, but that's for another day. let's go back to the prosthetics here. So here's 2 teeth. This is zirconia from Germany. My lab guy says this is the best in the world. And boy, this was a really tough job to get her bite to wear in. She doesn't wear a lower denture. She hates dentures. So she's really worn on this area. And I inherited previous dentistry that's decades old here, and here. And I said to her from the beginning, I never want to treat these teeth because for a lot of reasons, but that's besides the point. But we had to treat one tooth that finally failed, which is what in here. So what an amazing, I think this is a great result, because when she smiles in the public, smile for us, Elizabeth. Big smile, come on, 649. That's what she sees. Is anybody gonna know that that's fake teeth? Absolutely not. Now, another thing that I do purposely is I make the edges of the teeth whiter. Why? Because if any of this dentistry fails in the future, which it probably will, when I redo it, I'm going to do it in a whiter tooth color, right? And then it'll start matching up a little bit better, be more pleasing for her. Instead of it being an aged appearance, once again, this is inherited dentistry. I didn't do any of this work. It's actually done well. It's just old, and there's all the recession. Ring around the collar all over the place. Look at all the black lines. Isn't that unusual? Go to the other side. Right here. Go tight.
It's good.
Yeah. Now, who would like that smile? Tell me. The thing is, would I redo this case? Of course I would redo this case. It would look amazing if I redo this case, but you know, Elizabeth, she doesn't like all the poking around. So even though it looks old, you know, it's still running. It's like those old Volkswagen, what are those things? The Volkswagen wagons. You ever see those old ones? They look so cool. So I hate to date her, but this is probably done, when was this done? 70s, 60s?
No, 80s, 90s.
What? Ugh. Oy vey. Well, what
Oy
can we
vey?
say? Oy vey. If it would have been in Dr. Ingber's hands, it would have been a different story for sure, because you wouldn't have shown any of those lines in my hands. But that's for another day. Okay, so all in all, Elizabeth, everything, you're pleased with the service?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you recommend me to anybody else?
To everybody I know.
Everybody you know.
Yeah.
Even strangers, right?
Even strangers.
Even
yes.
strangers.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Why not?
The more you tell, the more opportunities
Everyone.
we can get, right?
Basically everybody.
Yeah.
I would recommend.
So we're gonna name this video "I Broke the Rules" in oral surgery and prosthetics. That's my video. I think I'm gonna think about that. But patient satisfaction is where we're at, and that's where we're at. And I think so far we have a satisfied patient. Just getting back one more thing, I wanted to tell you why I did this case is that in the body, with all the bones that we have in the body, it happens to be this lower area here, the front of the jaw, the lower jaw in the front is where the implant went, is the strongest bone in the body. It's the densest. And if you see here, I didn't tell Elizabeth this, but I put in a very long implant, and actually a fairly wide implant down into this area here. And if you see, the tip of the implant goes well beyond her natural roots. That's another thing to consider, see? Go from here to here. From here to here, wow. So I had such good anchorage in there that I had the kind of the savvy or the bravado to say, I can do this case. I can really do this case, because she didn't really want to wear a denture on the bottom. And in the end, I think we got, I'd have to rate it a 5 out of 5. Like I did everything I could for you, and it worked out, which is really what you were expecting me to try to do for you. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of trust on each other to get the job done. This area here is disappointing for me, but I'll be able to fix this. What we're going to do, what we can do in the future, just coming back to this, I'm going to just take off the tip here, smooth it down, make it look more nice, soft shape, and then I'll put a gum graft here over the top here to build the gum out, so it won't be a food trap in here. That's why we'll do a gum graft. And we'll do that next year. We're going to give this another 4 months of healing. Next year, late winter, we'll talk about a graft up there.